The master plan behind Wicked, according to director John M. Chu, is the whole reason they made the films exclusive. A new behind-the-scenes glimpse at Wicked, for Good, features Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, Jonathan Bailey, and more. In order to bring a well-loved musical to the big screen, Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, and director John M. Chu had insane levels of ambition. The two-part origin narrative of Grande and Erivo's Witches of Oz, which is based on a long-running Broadway production by Stephen Schwartz and Winnie Halsman, will finish with Wicked, for Good, which will be accessible to watch at home on Tuesday, December 30th. A behind-the-scenes video of the crew putting together the successful movies was shared only with people. In the video, which has glimpses of celebrities like Michelle Yeoh, Bowen Yang, Jeff Goldblum, and Jonathan Bailey in action, Chu 46 states, "There's always a master plan of the story from the beginning. It means the world to all of us that people reacted to the first film and fell in love with these characters." According to the director, the sequel is where it all comes together, where it all smashes into a bigger thing. We knew deep down that this would always be a bigger story. The highly regarded Wicked, Part 1 became the highest-grossing stage-to-screen musical in history when it was released in November 2024. In addition to winning 2 Oscars for Paul Tazewell's costume design and Nathan Crowley and Lee Sandell production design, the award season darling received 10 nominations, including for Erivo 38 and Grande 32. Chu states in the new trailer that he wanted the stakes to be higher, the scope to be bigger, the emotions to be deeper, in the sequel after splitting the Broadway musical, which was itself based on Gregory Maguire's 1995 revisionist prequel novel to The Wizard of Oz, into 2 films. Prior to the release of For Good, Grande notes that the development and production of both Wicked films took 5 years. The celebrity remarks, "It's really quite emotional to be approaching Part 2, which is kind of the final chapter." Erivo says, "I know that we put our hearts and souls into this. This is the result of a great deal of love and hard work." For Wicked Chu, he ends the clip by saying that For Good is a reveal of the power when we all can come together and tell a story. And I think that's the main reason you create Wicked in the first place. On December 30th, Universal Pictures' Wicked, For Good will be available for purchase or rental. In the end, Wicked, For Good is not simply the second half of a successful film adaptation. It is the emotional and philosophical proof of why John M. Chu's master plan mattered in the first place. This concluding chapter validates the risk, patience, and creative faith that defined the project from day one. Without For Good, Wicked would have remained an impressive spectacle. With it, the films become a complete, resonant statement about power, identity, and the cost of choosing truth in a world that prefers comfort over justice. What makes this conclusion extraordinary is how deliberately everything converges. The characters do not just finish their arcs. They collide with the consequences of the choices made in Part 1. Elphaba's defiance, Glinda's complicity, Oz's obsession with control, and the machinery of propaganda all meet at a moment where no one can remain unchanged. The emotional weight audiences feel is not accidental. It is a result of years of narrative planting, visual foreshadowing, and performance-driven storytelling. Crucially, Wicked, For Good refuses easy catharsis. It understands that real growth often comes with loss, separation, and moral ambiguity. Friendship does not survive unscathed. Love does not erase consequences. Victory does not look like triumph. This emotional honesty is what elevates the film beyond fantasy into allegory. In an age defined by public misinformation, political scapegoating, and the punishment of those who challenge authority, Wicked feels less like a fairy tale and more like a mirror. The 5-year journey undertaken by Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, and the entire creative team adds another layer of meaning. Their sustained commitment mirrors the story itself. Endurance in the face of doubt, belief in a vision others question, and the courage to see something through to its end. When Erivo calls a film the culmination of a lot of hard work and a lot of love, it resonates because that labor is visible in every frame. Nothing here feels rushed, diluted, or compromised. From an industry perspective, Wicked, For Good stands as a rebuke to short-term thinking. It proves that audiences will invest emotionally when filmmakers respect their intelligence and patience. It shows that musicals, long dismissed as risky or outdated, can still dominate the cultural conversation when treated as serious cinematic art. And it demonstrates that large-scale storytelling does not have to sacrifice intimacy. If anything, it can deepen it. Most importantly, Wicked. For Good completes the moral argument at the heart of the story. That being good is not about obedience, popularity, or appearance, but about the willingness to stand alone when necessary. Elphaba's journey and Glinda's reckoning linger because they reflect real human dilemmas. Who do we become when the world misunderstands us? What do we sacrifice to belong? And what does it truly cost to do the right thing? By the time the final notes fade, it becomes clear that this was never just about adapting a beloved musical. It was about honoring its soul. John M. Chu's master plan succeeds because it trusted emotion over efficiency, meaning over momentum, and story over spectacle. Wicked. For Good does not merely conclude a film series. It completes an idea, leaving audiences with a rare feeling that something was finished exactly the way it needed to be. That is why Wicked had to be made this way. And that is why, long after the curtain falls, its story will continue to matter.